Hi, this is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus, the big top of sports talk radio. Did you hear this?
And by the way, every time that I hear Dwayne Wade, those words now are synonymous with dusty and crusty. I mean, this guy just needs to be put on the shelf and just dust it off.
Clown around with us and stream the show online at thesportcircus.com. Join me and special guest, three-time Major League Baseball All-Star and four-time Gold Glove winning second baseman Brett Boone this Saturday morning from 8 to 9 here on NBC Sports 920 The Game.
Okay, welcome back to the final segment of the Sports Circus. Typically, we are in our wonderful Las Vegas studio. Today, of course, we're on location.
Houston,
it's a
baby.
fantastic place. We have a big building behind us. Hopefully, we'll be in there on Sunday, well, not having too many beers and, having some fun.
Yep.
And I'm going to be rooting for New England. I'm going to go against the grain because I'm that guy. I like to do everything that everybody else is not doing. When they're zigging, I'm zagging.
Since we've talked, I sort of changed my mind too.
Well,
I sort of want New England to win too because
yeah.
number 5, I'd like to see that happen.
It's going to happen. I mean, look, how cocky can you be by putting a 5 on your jersey because that's where you're going to be.
I feel
why not?
That's what I would do.
Why not?
I have the number 100 on my jersey.
So you have 100 Super Bowls?
No, I just go 100.
He's first guy with triple digits on a jersey.
That's what they say.
Okay, so tomorrow the Sports Circus can be found in the Las Vegas market on NBC Sports 920 The Game at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. That would be Pacific time, of course. Houston being on Central time.
Yes.
Right? So that would be 10 to 11 Central time for all the people here in the Central time zone.
Yeah.
So also this segment is brought to you by the Moreland Greenwood Foundation, providing socially and economically disadvantaged students across the country with creative, community-based, high-quality programs designed specifically to channel youth intellect while honing in their individual academic and social skills. And they're having a big gala. I think it's the 24th of March. Moreland Greenwood is a former professional football player. He played, of course, with the Houston Texans. That's why we're bringing it up. And he also played with the Miami Dolphins. So he had 4 years with Miami, 4 years here. And Moreland's a great guy, and he's a Jamaican guy. I think he's the first Jamaican player in the NFL.
Congrats.
And he's got a great story, a fantastic story. This guy, in high school, for those, I'm going to wreck it for you next week if you're tuning in, because he's on the show a week from tomorrow on the Sports Circus on NBC Sports. So Moreland he was a wrestler. Actually, he was a track and field guy. And so in high school, and then in high school, his track and field coach says, why don't you talk to the wrestling coach because you're a really strong guy, right? Big hops, the whole thing, real strong. Yeah. And so he went into wrestle, and he turned out to be, one of the best wrestlers the school has ever seen and their whole conference has ever seen. But then he did so well, they said, why don't you suit him up, see if you know how to play football? He's like, I don't know what football is, man, but I'm going to try. And he had no idea, even as a pro, mind you, he had no idea what a first down was. The only instruction they gave to him was they said, you see the ball? Go get the guy with the ball. And he played linebacker, and that was it. And he was fearsome for 8 years.
Awesome.
If you could last in the NFL for not 1, but 8 years, something tells me you're doing something right.
Reminds me of myself.
Oh.
Really?
Really? And how's that?
I'm that good.
Okay, you heard it here first.
In football, baby.
Right? No, in football. No. But so Moreland's having a thing on the 24th. He's having a big gala. There's going to be a lot of NFL alumni in Las Vegas. It's going to be a big black tie event. It's going to be to help raise money for disadvantaged kids. I think it's a great cause, and I think you need to look it up at morelandgreenwoodfoundation.com. Check it out, Moreland, Morlon, greenwoodfoundation.com. Look it up. Moreland's a great guy. He's just a pillar in the community, and this is an event that a lot of people should go to. Bring your checkbooks. It's worth it. It's a worthy cause, plus it's a tax write-off, too. So, finishing up here with the baseball. I was talking about the Indians, because I think the Indians didn't need to make that many moves. Talk about the boneheaded move of the offseason. The Indians reportedly signed a guy that hasn't played ball in 6 years? Since 2011?
Wow.
His last game was 2011. Willie Mo Pena.
Okay. Where's he from?
Willie Mo. I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
Willie Mo played with Cincinnati for 4 years. Then he bounced around. He was moved to Cincinnati in the trade for Bronson Arroyo, right? You may remember the pitcher, Bronson Arroyo. Anyway.
How old is he? How old is this guy?
I don't know. He might as well be like 47. Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't even matter. But this guy hasn't played ball in 6 years maybe. He hasn't suited up. He only hit 250 in the first place out of 1,700 at bats. The guy only hit 84 home runs. Well, it's not only. That's a pretty good number. It's about 1 every 9.
It's decent. It's decent.
But this guy struck out 2 out of every 3 times he was at the plate.
So,
as a pitcher, I want to see this guy come in.
600?
I want to see this guy
times.
show up. Right, imagine that. This guy's striking out over 1,000 times. That is just stupid, just completely stupid. So the Indians are willing to give this guy money, which he should be paying them to play on their team. To do what? To take up a roster spot from somebody else, maybe in the system, that deserves it? Someone like yourself that's trying to climb the system? Why wouldn't you get a shot, and why would Willie Moe get one? Willie Moe hit 250. 250 for the whole
tickets.
For his career.
That's my answer to
8 seasons in the bigs. 8 seasons. He only hit 250, 84 home runs in 8 seasons. That's not very impressive. He's hitting 10 home runs a year. And how much money are they going to pay him? The league minimum, how many million? That's just stupid. It's completely ridiculous.
What's the minimum?
I don't know, but he should be
250,000.
Oh, it's more than that. I think it's about 800,000. But the thing is, he should be getting a hell of a lot less just to even be a part of what's going on there. And the funny thing is, to keep him with home runs, there are some free agents that are out there. There's 18 free agents left, and I think the big leagues have kind of veered a little bit away from the long ball. And I kind of like that because, the big steroid, all the home runs, your Barry Bonds of the world, your McGuires of the world, your juiced up guys hitting, 10 billion home runs. I'm glad to see the league kind of drive a little bit away. I want to see guys hit it up the alley, hit them down the line, beat out
hitting everything
in sight, right? Spraying the ball. So what I've noticed is that half the free agents, the big boppers that are out there, the home run hitters, half of them are still on the shelf waiting to be signed. And the only one that really did sign was Cespedes with the Mets. But he was already an inside guy there. He was going to play anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about the league and its transition from big ball to small ball? I'm a huge small ball fan. Tell everybody at home.
It's seems like they made the right move, and what else?
I don't know.
They made the right move because what do you think?
Look, what I'm really driving at here is the game's migration from station to station ball back to small ball where it belongs. When Mike Scioscia won the World Series in 2002 with the Angels, he was playing small ball. When the White Sox won it in 2005, Ozzie Guillen played small ball, right? When you think back to the World Series.
It makes it more competitive? Or?
Right. When the Royals won the World Series, how'd they win it? Pitching and defense and small ball. It wasn't a long ball game. It took an act of God for the Cubs to win in 7 games. They should have lost 4 games to 1. But it took the Cubs big innings and, predicated with big hits, the home runs, etc. And they put a lot of hits together. It's a very dangerous team. They'll be around for a while. But it's the small ball that consistently wins World Series after World Series. We've got the World Baseball Classic coming up in just a couple of months, a month and a half. I went to the first one. I saw South Korea beat Japan in the final game at Dodger Stadium. But the World Baseball Classic is predicated around small ball as well. And listen, baseball is a worldwide game, right? Whether it's the Caribbean League, the Mexican League, the Major Leagues, the South American League, everybody knows the small ball game. And the fact is, that is what wins. Right. It's strategy. Baseball is a chess game. I play chess every day. Every day I play chess. No kidding.
I believe you.
And the players on the field are only the pieces on the board or the manager.
Coaches.
Right, coaches and managers, right. And the bigger question is, how will this league migrate back to a fun, move everybody around the bases a lot more, make it more exciting, more stolen bases, more bunts, more drag bunts.
More real baseball.
Right, taking the extra base, this sort of thing. I'm a big fan of taking the extra base because it puts a lot of pressure on whoever's fielding, whether it's the outfielder or maybe a third baseman.
Yep.
Right? I like the idea of taking the extra base and putting the pressure onto them. What do you think?
I like that too.
I think it's great. So we have World Series odds. And we also have World Baseball Classic odds. Let's start with the World Baseball Classic. The World Baseball Classic has the Dominican Republic as the odds-on favorite right now. I got to tell you, I'm not going to argue that. Do you know how many good players come out of there? It's ridiculous.
What's the percentage that come to MLB?
Right, it's crazy. The numbers are big. Dominican Republic is 5-2. Japan is 11-4, which is basically just above 3-1. Right, so you have 2.5-1 versus 3-1. They're putting Japan right there, and of course, by the way, the U.S. is 3-1. Problem is the U.S. doesn't deliver in these kind of tournaments unless, of course, it's the Olympics. Carried on NBC Sports. So, but my point is, I think Dominican Republic deserves that number 1 slot. I really do. South Korea is at 10-1. Puerto Rico is at 10-1. Puerto Rico has good players, but they don't have. It's still part of the U.S. Whatever. The point is, they have half a team. They don't have the full team. Kind of like the Angels.
Right.
The Giants have a full team.
Yeah.
Giants play great team baseball. I don't agree with the moves the Giants have made in the offseason. They haven't really set the world afire. But the Giants are good. They're always going to be good because they are built. They're built right from the bottom all the way up.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And they've been doing that for the past few years. So I mean,
How many?
It's decade.
Right.
For the past decade.
Right. They've been doing it a long time. They've been doing it a long time. So in the World Series, the Cubs are the odds-on favorite at just under 4-1. The Red Sox at basically 5.5-1, and Cleveland's at 8-1. I like Cleveland's chance to get back there. I think they're going to get past Boston, and they probably could have a rematch with the Cubs unless maybe Washington can knock them off. That's why they make the big moves they did. I don't think it's going to happen. Look for the Indians and Cubs to have a rematch, and this time the Indians are going to be healthy. Watch for the Indians to win the World Series this year and set up a rubber match for a couple of years down the road. Okay, for the Sports Circus here at our wonderful location, we'll see you next week in Las Vegas. Have a great week. So long.
See you.